Happy Monday, everyone. I made it back north. Was going to talk a little bit about this weekend. I shot a match at Richmond. I finished 8th carry optics out of 73, I believe. I could be wrong on that number. You'll have to check. A lot of highlights, a lot of lowlights. We're going to get into that. And at the end of this video, I'm going to be breaking down the whole match. The highlights, the lowlights, the places where improvement needs to be made on my end. And I won't make it too long. I won't make it too many diagrams. It'll be pretty much a voiceover, maybe with a 1 or 2 diagrams per stage to make it short. So the mental fortitude of the game is very important in any sport. Doesn't matter if it's competitive shooting. And what I've noticed over the last 4 months, I've matured a lot. I'll give you an example. So maybe last year, maybe 8 months ago, maybe not 8 months ago, but maybe last year, if I put one into the no-shoot, you could hear me cuss all the way in the back. Now you might hear me cuss, but no one else can hear me because I'm talking to myself and it's the mic on my hat picking it up. So that being said, I notice nowadays if I do not well as expected on a stage, I don't carry it with me to the next stage. I don't dwell on it too much. I replay the stage in my head and I shoot it perfectly. And then I look at it on paper and I shoot it perfectly. And that's how I get through it. It's like, okay, the 5 mics cost me 12% of the match. I think I finished 85% in carry optics, so it cost me about 13%. And the mics can be fixed. The movement's looking really good. The aggression's looking pretty good. A couple things I need to work on that someone pointed out to me. But the maturity of the game is now I'm starting to enjoy the journey. If I shoot a mic or 2 mics in one stage, which happened on my first stage at Richmond, I say to myself, okay, it's 2 mics. The time was good. I can still do well. The next stage, I threw a mic at the bullet trap, moving right by it. And I actually stopped. Like if you're watching, you can't see it, but if I point it out, you can see exactly where I stopped and I'm thinking about going back. Finished that match, it was cool, thanked everyone for the scoring, and was like, I can still do well. I can still do well in this match. I didn't look at the scores till the very last stage, and the only reason I looked at the scores at the last stage is because we were waiting a little bit, and there wasn't good reception, so I couldn't watch anything on YouTube or Instagram. So then the next 2 stages, I did pretty good. It was strong hand, and then the classifier, Deja Vu. I've hundoed that one before. This one I got an 88 on it. Threw 3 Charlies in the middle, but we'll go over that when I break the stage down. The stage after that was a memory stage, and I shot it a particular way where I wouldn't forget any targets, because the last time I was at Richmond, I had an FTSA, and then I shot a match at a regular match, and I had an FTSA also. So it's like, okay, this is the stage that's baiting you for a FTSA. I'm going to shoot it this certain way. It's not going to be the fastest, but it will be a competitive run. And that one turned out fine. The next stage after that was a retreat stage. I did pretty good on that. I threw a mic. My eyes got ahead of me on a double stack. And I only had 22 in my mag. I didn't have 23. So I had one extra shot, and I should have been fine with the reload. But because I didn't top the mag off, I ran empty, and that cost me some time. And then the last stage, bullet trap again, just moving too fast. It was a pretty good run for me. Had like one mic on steel, but that one mic on the bullet trap going by it just too fast. And this whole time I'm saying to myself, I can still do well. And 8th isn't too bad. It's not what I trained for, but it's not too bad. I'm sure there's plenty of people that would like to finish 8th at Richmond. So, you know, it's the positive mental attitude, the PMA, and the mental fortitude. You know, it's like, try to enjoy the journey. A lot of people, including myself, are caught up in results. And results do matter. If you're a true competitor, every process is results driven, right? Results driven. We do not train as much as we train to have poor results. We train to get good results. But you can't get caught up in just the results. You have to enjoy the journey. Hey, was I in position for every one of the positions for this stage? Did I get good hits on this minus my mic? Was my reload good? Was my overall time good? You've got to look at the journey to help yourself grow. And if you just look at the results, you will drive yourself crazy. And that's been me for a while. I've only been shooting the sport for 4 years, but I bring that mental attitude of results driven the whole time. And I push pretty hard. Like, I push pretty hard in training. I thought I was pushing hard in the match, but you know, you see all these new shooters coming up way more aggressive. And it's like, well, I'm just shooting comfortable now. Let me get outside of my comfort level, which I am. Like the last couple months, totally outside my comfort level, trying to make it my new normal. And I am truly enjoying the process. And this weekend was a prime example of that. Still results driven, but looking at refinement, the things I could do better, the things I can do to improve, the feedback I can get from other shooters that are better than me. So we're going to enjoy the process. And I think the main point of this intro is try to enjoy the process. Be results driven, but don't make it the only thing that you're looking at. Look at the gains that you're making and the progression you're making. Rome wasn't built in a day. And the great Reno once said, 8th at Richmond is first at a regular match, right? So that sort of hit home for me. And you know, Richmond puts on a really good match. I actually look forward to that match every 2 weeks because it really tests you. The stages were great. Again, a great crew, and the weather was good. So it was a really good time. Had a good squad. And so what's going to happen is I'm going to break down the video. I'm not going to post it on Instagram, but there'll be a link in the story to take you to YouTube if you want to see it. If you just want to hear the intro, that's cool too. I'm all with that. But I hope everyone has a great week, and thank you very much for all the support I get, all the comments. They really are appreciated. So thank you very much. We'll catch up with you guys probably mid this week. All right, so this is stage 1 at Richmond. It starts off really well. I will talk as we go along, and I'll try to make this short so the whole video isn't like more than 20 minutes. So we'll do full speed here until we get to the part I run into trouble. So the start's really good. Gun up, aiming through the wall, gun up, very good, very good. This is where I start to run in trouble, and I'll slow it down on the head cam. You can see me looking at the target that is over here by the barrel as soon as I get done with this. When I shoot at it, on the second shot, I'm like, was that over the top, or was that too alpha? And so that's in the back of my mind. So I'm processing, like, I'm not sure. It wasn't like a confident move on. So I connect to the first steel, and the second steel, if you slow it down on the head cam, which I'm not going to do, it's like a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left. The next one's 1 foot off to the right because I'm backing out pretty aggressive, and then I connect. But let's watch this. Nice reload, one of my better reloads. So here's where I start to run into trouble. And I reloaded going into that corner knowing I would have 3, maybe 4 rounds left. And I just wasted those 3 and 4 rounds on that one steel. So now in my mind, I have to reload again. And there's like plenty of room to reload, but that wasn't in the stage plan. So I'm thinking, I'm processing that. This looks good here. I'm slightly out of position. I need to be back a little bit more. I connect with the steel, and then the last steel is steel, paper, steel. The last steel to the right is super tight. I can lean out just enough. I get it. And then lean out just a little bit. I mic that target over the top again. My reload's really sloppy, so we'll slow this down here. The first reload was good. This reload was sloppy. I don't get it. There's like a couple spots in this match where the reload's actually costing me a couple seconds because I'm not ready to shoot the gun in my next position. And there's a thing I do, and it usually works out for me, that I will reload in the tightest spots possible where I have 1 to 2 steps to get it done, and I usually stick it. But today I think I was on the side of not sticking it and the reloads being crunchy. So let's take a look at this. We'll slow it down. Just barely make the position. I got to lean around the barrel to get the steel. I mic that target there. And now look how many steps I take before I actually have to stop and shoot. And yeah, that wasn't pretty there. So I'm thinking the whole time, it's fine, you know, it's fine. It's like the first run was a little crunchy, and then I hear the scoring, and there's 2 mics, and I'm not panicking. I'm saying, okay, all right, 2 mics. I can still do well. I can still do well the rest of the day. It's the first stage. So let's take a look at this head cam. So I pick up 2 alpha on this. Aiming through the wall. This is all butter. This is all really nice. Reload's nice. Send one over the top. Now here's where it starts to fall apart. I connect. I know I got to reload. Alpha Charlie, 2 alpha. I'm slightly out of position for this, but I make it work. Send one over the top there. Reload's hella crunchy. I have to literally slow down and stop to get those 2 targets. So let's get into this next stage. This goes all as planned. I mic the first steel, but I make it up quick. And then this section over here gets blended pretty well. I saw the way someone else shot it. They shot it different than I would have shot it. I saw someone engage, I think it was Zach. He engaged this target first because it disappeared, so he could still advance and do extra transitions while not having to slow down. I literally have to slow down so I can shoot these in order, going like that. But it's not bad. So let's watch this. So now I have to slow down because that one target right there is going to disappear. This is good here. A little slow getting out of this quarter. The reloads takes me forever. So another crunchy reload. And then we're going to slow this down right here because I want to point out something. So we'll go half speed. So I actually on this target here, I missed the alpha and put one into the hard cover by 1 inch. I'm actually processing, and I actually stop. I'm supposed to flow through this position right here and keep moving, but I literally come to a stop. So let's make it full speed. Let me back it up a little bit. We'll back it up right here. So I literally stop, and you can see me glance back really quick at that. The rest of the stage is fine. And to save time on this, I'm not going to post the whole match full speed. That's already posted if you want to see it. I want to try and keep this video short. Okay, so let's take a look at the head cam, and you'll see what I'm talking about as far as engaging the next array. So I make that up. Hold on here. So Zach took that target first because it disappears because of this wall. And I just saw this because he posted it, and I think I reposted it. And then he shoots this one because everything is visible after that. If you take care of this target right here first, you don't have to slow down for anything. So I actually have to slow down, and I shoot this one. Oops. I shoot this one first, that one second, just without extra transitions, because that's how I shoot, without extra transitions. So let's keep watching this. This is all okay. This is all pretty good. I get 2 alpha, take a little time on that. The reload's hella crunchy. Okay, now we're going to slow this down so you can see my head look back at the mic, and then I stop. And I'm thinking, do I go back for it? And I'm already too far out of position. I pick a mic there. I'm still looking at it, and I stop. You can't see it at full speed in the video, but this is me letting you know what's going on in my head. The rest of it's fine. And then we'll go back to full speed here. So this stage here was okay for me. I had 1 mic on steel. Could have been a little quicker getting to the front. For me, there is no camera on this because on short stages, I usually don't do that. Let's slow this down. So my whole premise is I want to be done shooting this target by the time this one comes visible and this one comes visible. And I notice if there's a black stripe in the target, I focus on the center of the target. I always put a mic in there. So I purposely try not to do that on this stage because every time they put the stripe in the middle, it's 2 on the black and 1 barely makes the alpha and the others is not making it. But so totally miss here. I'm trying to track it with my gun. So that swinger, I wanted to be done shooting it by the time the other targets became visible. That didn't happen for me. I've got Alpha Charlie on that. And then let's go to the classifier. We'll watch this full speed and so okay, hold on a second. 2 alpha, 2 alpha. So this target here, I pick up 2 Charlies, 1 inch on the left of the alpha, 1 inch on the right of the alpha, and then the other target is Alpha Charlie. And for the speed I ran it in, I actually needed all alphas to make a GM run. So I think I did an 88 on this. And I've done a hundo on this at CPSL. Let's watch this. And then this is good here, 2 alpha, 2 alpha. And so you got to remember, I got 3 mics at this point. And so I am like, I can still do well. I'm not letting it get in my head. I'm having a positive mental attitude. And the truth of the matter, I still can do well. So this stage here, I shoot this a little different. I'm very conservative on this with my stage plan. It is not the best stage plan. I already know this. But what I decide to do is I decide to shoot the steel first. I decide to shoot the steel first, engage this target, step over this way, engage this target, come over here, shoot this target, and this target, and now I don't have to worry about missing any targets. The one mistake I make is I originally was going to reload retreating with the gun in front of me, but it's like the angle had to be just right for me not to break the 180. So I decide that I'm not going to risk anything, and I'm actually going to engage this target over here and then force myself to reload in this short distance here. Well, I trigger freeze on this target, and I'm late for my reload here. So that cost me like probably a good second and a half. Let's go ahead and watch this full speed since I've already laid it out for you. So I mic on the steel. This flows pretty good. This flows pretty good. 1 for 1 on the steel. The hustle to the back is pretty good. Trigger freeze. Reload late. And here's what I'm going to say. Stepping out while shooting is never a good idea. Because if you mic it, it's, I'm pretty good at like seeing mics, and it's like I'm already out of position. I got to keep moving. When you set yourself up to drop out of position this far out, to turn around and make it back in, it's going to take you at least 2 seconds. So this is not good. I do this because I'm trying to make up time for the mistakes of the trigger freeze and the reload. I mic the steel pretty bad because I'm not fully in the position. One leg is in and the other one's still up, and I missed the steel by almost like 2 feet. And we'll see that in the head cam. We'll watch this full speed. Mic on the steel. This is all flowing pretty good for me. This is flowing good. The hustle back's good. Trigger freeze. Shit reload. Not good. Doing that. And then I look at where the bullet hit. So far off. I should have went for the skunk first and then the steel. And my feet should have been planted before I decided to shoot. But again, I'm trying to make up time for the trigger freeze and the crap reload. I'm not keeping my cool. So let's keep watching this. So this stage here, I changed this position right here. I was shooting with Christian L, and he's like, hey, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to turn this way and shoot. I'm going to shoot this one, and then I'm going to back out on this target to cover some distance. And he's like, what do you think about that? I said, that's really good. I think that's a great idea. I go, that's not really in my wheelhouse. I'm probably not going to do that. I watched him run his stage, and it's like 17 seconds. It's like, okay, I'm gonna force myself to do something I'm not comfortable doing. I stick everything really well. The only problem I have on this stage is I thought I had 23 in my mag, and usually when I have to, if I'm gonna go 24 rounds with no reloads, I usually check my mags and I make sure I get extra bullet in there, because sometimes you think they're full and they're really not. So I have 22 plus 1, not 23 plus 1, and I run empty. And after the steel, I take 3 shots at the paper off to the left. And so I know I got one bullet left. And I'm pretty good these days about, like, if I take too many shots, I know I gotta make a reload somewhere else. So let's go ahead and watch this. So this is totally out of my wheelhouse, but I managed to good. So for me, I don't have visual patience. Hold on, let me stop this. Okay, hold on a second here. Oops, what happened? I went too far. Okay, hold on 1 second here. I apologize. Okay, here we go. 268 marker. So for me, I executed this pretty good. Again, my magazine wasn't topped off all the way. And I think the point I was making is I shoot targets as I see them. And I don't have visual patience. So that's something I'm working on. I did something at my last match. It's like, hey, I'm going to run all the way over here before I start engaging targets so I don't have extra transitions. So for me to run all the way over here and not shoot any of these targets that I can see is actually pretty good. So I decided to change my plan. I get to walk it at least 3 times, and I run all the way over here, shoot this target, shoot that target while backing out. And I execute it pretty good. I'm pretty happy with everything. And I'll show you where I come into trouble. So I make up a shot right there. So I know I got one bullet left. I can't make up any more shots. That really good here, really good here. So the problem I have is this was all sweet. The problem I have is, I'm going to slow this down, is I'm already looking at the target, and the problem is my eyes are already looking. When I engage, I come in on the bottom target. And I send one underneath and then one into the delta. My eyes are already looking at the top before I am done with the bottom target. And that's something my coach and I are working on, is having some visual patience there and making sure my dot's centered the dot, and I'm calling my shots. I don't do that here. I send one under for a mic and one into the delta, and then 2 alpha there. And so I don't even see that. This is the one mic I didn't see out of the 5 mics I shot. So this is all really good. 1 for 1 on steel. And I'm thinking I got 1 in the chamber and I'm money. I pull the trigger twice, and it's like by the time I figure out I'm empty, I'm stationary shooting. So it was a 19-second run with 1 mic and 1 delta. Could have been someone. I'm still very happy with the run. I am pointing out all the positives. I'm not dwelling on the mic. I'm reshooting this in my head as a perfect run. And then later I look at it on paper with alphas and subtracting the time wasted for running empty. Again, it's like I can still do well today. I'm not looking at scores. A lot of mental maturity here. Oh, so we'll watch this full speed. So it doesn't, so we're already at 18 minutes. So extra shot there. This is all really good. I'm very happy with this. The visual patience, the backing out. Click, click, bang. Again, I'm happy with the positioning, not happy with the hits. I managed to execute the stage plan perfectly with a mic and a delta and running empty. So I guess I should have made sure my mags were totally full, or I should have planned to reload somewhere else. Very good stage design. That was my favorite stage of the day. All right, this one here is my last stage of the day. I already looked at the scores, and it's like I could still do well. I think I'm sitting in high available. I could finish at 6th, which is surprising to me with all the mics I have. So this stage is a pretty good stage for me. So here, I'm supposed to run straight to the corner. I don't do it. I actually come a little bit back, and then you can see my feet do the little shuffle thing. I don't know my feet are doing the shuffle thing, but looking at the video, if I could just come to the straight to the corner while shooting at that target there, I don't have to make the micro adjustments. So I'm very happy with my hits. I split the paper. I get the steel. It's looking really good. So this target here, I'm going so fast. Alpha and a mic just 1 inch into the hardcover. On all the upright targets, the bullet traps, my mic is like literally 1 inch into the hardcover, and I just need to slow down with a little bit more visual patience. So I see it. I'm fucking moving on. I mic 1 steel here. Back out on I almost tripped there. So it was a good stage run, 24 seconds. Could have been someone. But again, they call the mic. I'm not tripping. I'm like, there's a lot of parts of this stage I executed really well. The micro adjustments of my feet in the corner, I don't notice that till I watch the video later. Like where the gun's at, the hits I'm getting, the 1-for-1 on steel, because the gun leads, I'm not noticing what my body's doing. And this comes back to the subconscious shooting. Like, if you are sitting on the couch and you want to go to the refrigerator, the whole premise is you don't have to think about it. Like, my right leg goes in front of my left, my arms, I need to swing opposite of my legs, I need to reach with the right hand. You just do it. And if you practice enough reps, enough draw, enough index, enough reloads, all that stuff becomes subconscious. You don't have to think about it at the match. You just have to memorize your stage plan and execute it. Center the dot, call your shot. Another thing is like movement. If you think about your movement, it's like you don't need to do that. You can look at a spot on the ground wherever you need to go, and your body will figure out how to get there the most efficient and the most effective way. If you think about like, oh, I got to do this, I got to drop step, if you just look at that spot, your body will figure it out. And that's what I noticed. So I don't think about any of that stuff. And it's just like, if I think like, oh, I got to stick the reload, 9 times out of 10, I don't. If I just do it, it happens. So let's watch the head cam. We'll watch it in full speed. Guns up, splitting nice, 1-for-1 on the steel. Mic that. Mic the second steel. Steel, paper, clamshell backing out. Almost fall. So that's going to be the breakdown of Richmond. And I hope everyone enjoyed this. I guess the main thing I want to point out to everyone is have a positive mental attitude. Don't focus on a bad stage if you have one. Look at all the positives. Reshoot it in your head. Think about like, hey, did I hit all my positions? Was my reload good? Try to think about the positives and not dwell on the negatives. And the thing that I do is I say to myself, I've been doing this for a couple months, I can still do well. Like I throw a mic, I could still do well. Because I get beat by guys that get like 6, 7 mics just because they're faster. So I'm trying to close the gap on the raw time. So those guys can't win with 5 or 6 mics, it's hits in your time, it's a fine balance of both. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll catch up with you mid this week. It's some good weather. I brought some ammo up north, so I have some to practice with. So I think I got 4 new steel poppers, and so we're gonna set up some drills. We're gonna talk a little bit about training. We're gonna talk about match etiquette, and we're gonna talk about the 180 while practicing. That should be Wednesday, hopefully, depending on how my week looks. All right, everyone have a great week and take care.